Welcome to One on One on God 101. Well, it's really two on one today because look who we have. You know her, you love her, Angela from Big Brother, and her beautiful daughter, Lexi, the second team eliminated from Amazing Race this season. Welcome.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Julie.
Julie.
Such an honor to be here.
Definitely.
Oh, please, the pleasure and honor is all mine. Now, before we get to talking about your experience, this is called God 101. And God comes first. So let me start there. Because Lexi, I never heard your story about your relationship with God. Did you grow up with God in your life?
Um, Not necessarily. I do believe in prayer. I do believe in a higher power, but I'm not much of a believer. I'm still kind of figuring out my faith as I grow up.
But you pray.
Yes, I believe in prayer and manifestation and talking to someone higher than yourself.
Did you pray during the Amazing Race?
Oh, you best believe I prayed. Oh my gosh, I prayed my sore muscles would go away. I prayed for my sanity. I prayed to sleep through my mom snoring.
So true.
Lots of prayers, Julie. Lots.
He hears them all. All
Yes.
right, Angela, how is your relationship with God these days?
I'm also a very spiritual person. I never rule anything out. I do believe in a higher power, just trying to figure things out. But definitely believe in the power of prayer and manifestation and Mother Earth.
Yes. Okay. All right. Angela, you survived more than halfway of Big Brother. I mean, you got down to
73 days.
yeah, almost the very end. Um, and you tried to race around the world with your daughter. What is more difficult, Big Brother, being in the Big Brother house, or racing around the world?
So, in all transparency, um, Big Brother is a marathon, and The Amazing Race is just that. It's a race. So, I would have to say, though, Big Brother's much harder because it's a lot of mental, and you're away from a loved one. Whereas on the race, I get to be with my loved one, and I have somebody that I can fully 100% trust. Whereas in Big Brother, you never know. Everybody has an alternative motive. Everybody wants to win that $750,000. So they're very different and very unique in their own ways. But if I had to choose one, I would say that Big Brother is much harder in all ways than The Amazing Race. Now, had I ran the entire race, that may be a different answer, but I didn't. So just going out on leg two, that would be my answer at this standpoint.
Would you do either show again?
No, I would not do The Amazing Race again. Um, it was ours to play. It wasn't ours to win. We had so much growth, so much fun, heartache. A lot of tears were shed, a lot of laughs were had, but it isn't for me.
Julie, I hear she already wants to get back in that house. So I think you would leave us again in a
Listen,
heartbeat.
if you had asked me even a month outside of being out of the Big Brother house, I'd have said, "Are you crazy? I'm never going back in that house. It was maddening." But having, sat with it, watched it back, remembered everything, there wouldn't be anything I wouldn't do to go back and do it all again and be my same self and shoot from the hip always, because that's who I am.
Yeah, yeah, it got you very, very far. You
Yes.
got a lot of votes when we were, opened up for America's favorite player.
I
So,
know, I know. I'll always be grateful for all the yeses that I received for Big Brother.
Lexi, would you ever do Big Brother?
Ooh, I might have to carry on the legacy. I don't. I think that would be really fun and really challenging, but I have to give my mom her flowers. I mean, I don't know if I can ever live up to
Julie,
that bomb she brought to that house.
this girl was raised by me. She's every bit as spicy
The
as
apple
me.
does not fall far from the
I
tree.
would love to see her do Big Brother at some point. Who knows? I mean, you never know.
Expect the unexpected. So,
That's right.
okay, let's talk about this past season, starting with who won. It is by now, by the time this airs, by the time this posts, people should know who won. So it's not a spoiler. What did you think of this year's winner, who won, and how it unfolded? Angela?
Honestly, I've been an Ashley stan since day one. She was one to watch. I was in her DMs. She will see that. I love the girl. I'm very happy. I thought she had a great head on her shoulders. The way that she played the game and manipulated it in the way that she did in her favor. I mean, you have to just give this woman props. She did amazing. I'm very, very proud of her. There were a few I had my eye on. And for her, I thought she never got lost in the game with others. I feel like she definitely always thought of herself and the next move that she would make. And I think some people may not give her credit for that, but I'm going to give her all the credit because I know, having been in the house, how hard that must have been for her. And so I was very, very happy and pleased with the outcome. She's so deserving. And I literally just stood up and screamed. We were at a watch party and I just stood up and screamed and I was so, so happy for her. So deserving. Her speech was
The
beautiful.
chills.
Yes,
It
it was
really was.
wonderful.
I loved
Yeah,
her Elwood
she's amazing.
caricature.
Oh yes,
That is
and
epic.
I've become a life eater too now, Julie. So I mean, that's where all the meat and potatoes are. That's the sauce. That's how you know everything because there's only so much you guys can fit into an episode. So I found myself going, why was I ever just watching the episodes? You need to watch the live feeds too. And it was wonderful. It was a wonderful thing to get to experience for the first time. Having lived it myself and now getting to watch the live feeds, it was like I was there all over again. And I had so many. I loved Keanu. I loved Rachel being there. I mean, everybody was just great. It was a lot of fun. Great season. Great season.
Okay, Lexi, if do you think Ashley could have won if she was sitting opposite Morgan?
1,000%. I think it would have been maybe not all the votes towards Ashley. I didn't keep up too much with this
Okay,
season,
fair.
but I see lots of clips on TikTok, and my mom talks to me all about it all the time. So I think Ashley still would have come up on
Yeah,
top,
sure.
but Morgan would have had a fighting chance.
Okay, then the same question to you, Angela, because Morgan really that last third, she was just on a tear, winning competition after competition. Do you think between an Ashley and Morgan final two seats, Ashley could have won?
I do, Julie, because I think she had a beautiful speech. I think the way she closed it out was wonderful. She told the story that it's not always about winning all the competitions, but rather your social game. And she did a tremendous job with that. I think we have to give her props for that. And I think that the jury would have seen that. And she explained herself so well that how could you not vote for her? Of course, Morgan would have gotten some votes, like Lexi said. But in the end, it was clear it was Ashley. For her to even say, I'm sorry, Morgan, I'm taking Vinny to final two. Right there, wow. Wow, because they had a closer bond. And that was hard for her to do. And I watched her rehearsing her speech and saying that, a friendship is a friendship, but this is for $750,000. This girl's going to do what she's got to do to win it. And she did. So I have to give her props for that, too. So in my eyes, I think all the jurors, aside from a couple, would have still given her the crown.
Angela, what do you think of how Vince played the game?
Um, I'm I know we all feel emotion. It's very real. It's very human of us to do that. But I just can't handle when anybody, male or female, constantly come down on themselves and call themselves names, and put all that pressure on themselves. It's hard to watch. And I think it was also hard, equally for Morgan to have to constantly pick him up and give him words of affirmation and trying to make him feel better. I mean, even Kiana was trying to do that for him. So for me, that's a little hard to watch. Far from me to too much judge because having been in the house and also be a fan, I know the pressures and the feelings and the emotions that will come out in a house guest that you normally wouldn't do outside of there. But when you're in there, it's very condensed and you're feeling all these feelings and you really have, it's hard to release all of that because this is all new to you. You haven't felt this before. I can also give him that grace to know that he may have just been doing that in the show because it's not something that he had encountered before.
Mhm.
Who are you still in touch with from your season? And has your Big Brother relationships expanded beyond the people that were on the same season you were on?
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, Julie, I feel very lucky that I walk away with at least half the house guests as close friends. I really do. I've got very close relationships, and I know you know who they all are. I mean, I'm extremely close with Leah. I think number one, right? And then I'm very close with Joseph and Cedric. I went to his premiere of the challenge, and Idaho. I drove all that way to go be there with him and support him. I'm very. I mean, I can name names off. You know, there's half. It's Tucker. It's a lot. As far as outside of my season, I've grown very close with a lot of people that joined us on The Amazing Race, like
Kat and Alex,
you name it.
Megan and Turner,
Yes.
Taylor and Kylan. They're all such great people.
And Izzy, getting to meet Izzy and Paige, absolutely amazing people. I mean, we couldn't have asked for
a better cast.
A better cast.
I love that. Lexi, how do you think your mom did on Big Brother?
That's a loaded question. We felt all the emotions. You know, I have to give my mom props. So going in there, it is, you know, the stigma that the older people get out first. And everyone kept telling me that too, like, oh, you know, your mom might leave early. And I would hear, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll prepare myself. And then we would prepare because she'd be on the block. We're like, all right, this is the week. And then bam, you're staying another week. Bam, she has a fighting grit to herself. And she just kept going. I'm so proud of you. So beyond proud of you. I think gameplay wise, I think she was missing us a little bit too much, a little bit too emotions in there. But no, I was rooting for her. The live feeds were on during work for me. They were constantly on. I lost sleep because you wouldn't sleep. Julie, gosh, I wish I could go back. That was such a time to be alive for me to watch my mom.
It's just a real thing, honestly. It really is. I'm like, who are we? How did this happen? You know, it's just incredible. But my message is very clear. I'm 52 now, Julie. And I was 50 when I applied for the show. And I said, this is my year. I'm doing it. It's going to happen. If not me, then who? If not now, then when? And you know what? If you don't go after your goals and your dreams, it will never happen. It's never too late. It's never too late to rewrite your story. It's never too late. There is no expiration date on your dreams and on your goals. I don't care how old you are. I want to encourage any woman, any man who wants something in life. I don't care if it's the trip, the car, the house, the career, Big Brother, go after it.
Absolutely. And I have to say thank you, Angela. You did a beautiful job. Really, when you and the remaining house guests were writing that song for me, about me, you had great ideas. You could be a songwriter maybe in your future. If you want to give up real estate, just saying.
I'm a woman of many trades, but that I don't know.
No, it was beautiful. Well, Lexi, Angela, thank you so much. God bless you both. Godspeed. And until we meet again.
Julie, oh my gosh,
I
can't
believe
I got to speak with you. I'm going to be shaking right now.
I framed your little card from my box. It's in my room, right there on the fireplace mantle, because you mean so much to me. You said to me that I thank you for doing it for the mothers at finale. Thank you, Julie, for being the face of Big Brother and for all of the encouragement that you've given to everybody that's passed through your door. Thank you so much. You're a wonderful person, and I mean that from my heart.
Thank you, Angela. That's beautiful. That touched my heart. Thank you, Lexi.
Thank you, Julie. What a